British Prime Minister Keir Starmer and French President Emmanuel Macron are set to travel to Washington next week along with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to present US President Donald Trump with a unified plan to resolve the war, the Daily Mail reports. Zelenski, in turn, wrote a post on X in which he emphasized that he was ready to work quickly to end the war, and even expressed his readiness to sign an agreement on mineral resources. "It's a shame that this happened. It's time to do everything right. We would like future cooperation and communication to be constructive," he noted. His statement reportedly followed a phone call with Starmer in which the British leader warned Zelensky of the need to mend fences with Trump to have a chance of winning American support for a peace deal that would help Ukraine defend itself against Russia. Starmer later said he welcomed the Ukrainian leader's unwavering commitment to the search for peace. Ukraine, according to the president, is striving for peace. "None of us wants an endless war. Ukraine is ready to sit down at the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring a lasting peace closer," he noted. Republican senators also call on Trump to save talks with Zelensky. Republican senators are hopeful that Trump and Zelensky can move past their tense Oval Office conversation, recognizing that continued US support for Ukraine is critical. "There is no question that Putin was the aggressor in Ukraine and launched a brutal, unprovoked attack. I hope we can achieve a just and lasting peace for Ukraine, but we must not forget who started this war," said Senate Appropriations Committee Chairwoman Susan Collins, a top Republican on national security. While some of Trump's closest allies want Zelensky to apologize to the president before Ukraine receives further US support, other Republicans are trying to de-escalate the situation. They recognize that the outcome of the peace talks could have serious implications for US leadership in NATO and the country's long-standing policy of containing Russia. "I just hope that they can get this back on track and that everyone redoubles their efforts. This is a historic opportunity to sign a potentially historic deal," Senate Republican leader John Thune said. Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski slammed Trump's dismissive treatment of Zelensky, saying Trump and Vance's harsh, disparaging remarks about Zelensky in front of the world left her sickened. As Donald Trump prepares to address a joint session of Congress, protest groups are gathering at parks, state houses, and other public grounds to assail his presidency. According to Associated Press, outside the U.S. Capitol a group of protesters supporting Ukraine were gathered, as well as protesters against the Trump administration. Trump is expected to lay out for Congress and the American people his plans for the weeks and months ahead after a turbulent first few weeks in office. Some Democrats are declining to attend President Donald Trump's address to Congress, and many Democratic lawmakers plan to wear blue and yellow ties and scarves to show support for Ukraine. The White House says Trump's theme is "Renewal of the American Dream." President Donald Trump says 25% tariffs on imports from Mexico and Canada will start Tuesday, sparking renewed fears of a North American trade war. According to Associated Press, he announced the coming tariffs at the White House on Monday. He says the tariffs are to force the two U.S. neighbors to step up their fight against fentanyl trafficking into the U.S. Trump provided a one-month delay in February as both countries promised concessions. But Trump said Monday that there was no room left for Mexico or for Canada to avoid the steep new tariffs. If Trump is imposing tariffs, we are ready, said Canadian Foreign Minister Melanie Joly. We are ready with $155 billion worth of tariffs, and we're ready with the first tranche of tariffs, which is $30 billion. Joly said Canada has a very strong border plan and explained that to Trump administration officials last week. She said the diplomatic efforts are continuing. She spoke after Trump made his comments Tuesday.
So first and foremost, our efforts are still ongoing. We've been in contact with the Trump administration, and the Minister of Finance, Dominic LeBlanc, has been in contact with his counterpart, myself as well. And meanwhile also, the Ministers of Public Safety and Immigration met with Tom Homan, the border czar of Trump, on Friday. It was a positive meeting, and we have a very strong border plan. We've invested in it. It is working. We're doing it for ourselves. And of course, it is part of the ongoing conversations we're having with the Trump administration. Let's be clear. If Trump is imposing tariffs, we're ready. We are ready with $155 billion worth of tariffs, and we're ready with the first tranche of tariffs, which is $30 billion, which is already known. So we are ready, and of course I'll have a conversation with the Prime Minister when he lands, because he's coming from London, and I'm going into a cabinet room right now to talk with my colleagues about the Canada-US relation and of course the tariffs.